Oh, have a look at this. These guys are so cool. We got all of the species that we wanted. Isn't this so cool? Look at them. This is exactly what we've been looking for. Oh!
In this wild adventure, animal specialist Elias Lerner and cameraman Alexander Peterson traveled to the swamps of the Indiana Dunes in search for some of the most interesting wildlife in the Midwestern swamps. The two set out into the chilly swamp in the early morning and began the search.
Oh, wow. There's a redback. Oh, and another. Yes, redback. Gotcha. Oh my God, they're everywhere. Oh yes, it's slimy. Gotcha. This place is full of salamanders. Oh my God, another slimy. Let's go. Come up every time Woo! You see all the time I look away. Oh, there's another. Oh yes, a slimy. All right, guys, we got so many salamanders. I'm gonna wash these guys off, and I'm gonna show them to you guys. Oh, here we go, guys. This right here is the northern slimy salamander. This is one of my favorite salamander species. The reason that they're called a northern slimy salamander, well, the northern part comes from the fact that they're up north. But the slimy part comes from they have this gland that secretes this slimy glue-like secretion, and it makes it really hard to hold on to them. So they're pretty interesting. Another really cool thing is these guys are actually lungless. They don't have lungs, and the air that they do get comes from their skin. That's why when you handle them, you gotta make sure you got wet hands, wet and muddy hands, so you don't, dry them out with the liquids on your skin. And you shouldn't be holding them for too long anyways. We're just doing this for the educational aspect of it. But these guys are so cool. They like to eat just kind of little things along the forest floor and all sorts of little things. They're very, opportunistic. They're pretty commonly found in these kind of wetland areas with the, with like kind of wet, rotting wood. That's actually a pretty good way to find them. Just walk around areas with a lot of, water and rotting wood, and there's a good chance you'll find a slimy salamander. They live, from Florida up to Indiana, where we are, over to Connecticut. They get pretty rare, but they're not that rare, except for Connecticut actually is they're actually a state-threatened species. But yeah, these guys are so cool. All right, that's it for the northern slimy salamander. All right, guys, right here is the northern redback salamander. Very similar to the slimy salamander, but obviously big difference. They have a very reddish back, as you guys can see. It's absolutely beautiful, and every time I flip a log and I see them, it just blows me away every single time. And now, kind of getting back to flipping the logs, these guys are very common in that rotting log area. But the one thing I do notice with these guys, it's very different. I always find slimy salamanders in these more watery areas, probably for the slime on their skin. But these guys, I have found hundreds and hundreds of feet away from any water source, and usually it's just a vernal pool. So that's super cool. These guys can lay quite a few eggs as well, and they lay them in the kind of a rocky area or underneath of a log or somewhere hidden that they aren't gonna get found and eaten. Isn't that so awesome? So that is the northern redback salamander. All right, guys, so right here, this is all the salamanders we found. Absolutely amazing species, beautiful, vibrant colors. I'm just so glad that I got to present these amazing overlooked species with you guys today. So thank you so much for watching Dinosaur Wild, and I'll see you guys on the next wild adventure.